Welcome back, everybody. Today is a little different video because it's going to be a four-lane video. Um, kind of. Uh, we're going to ride 48 out of Wardensville all the way over to Davis. Now, this isn't your normal four-lane. This road is pretty awesome, and I think you'll see that in the video. Plus, there's not really a whole lot of ways out of the eastern side of West Virginia. Plus, you got all kinds of your cutoff roads here. That 48 crosses in Petersburg and different places there. And they'll all be on the ride here, but you're not going to see too much more better, I guess, four-lane riding than 48. Now I was trying to point out all the different roads and stuff here on the map before we got started, just to give you guys an idea which routes cut off of it and everything else like that. But yeah, this is a really like you go up right there, you cut off and go up and go across and hit 50 there and run 50 right out of Mount Storm and stuff. So right here's where we left off on the last video there in Wardensville. I had just pulled back out of the gas station and clicking on down the road here. But yeah, that Wardensville, I had actually never been in that town before. That was a cool little town. Like it kind of popped out of nowhere. Like I said on the last video, I absolutely just got lucky in finding that route. Was it 259 or whatever? It actually still runs right here or whatever. I actually got lucky in finding it and riding it out of Virginia, and then because I was trying to make it to 48 is what I was trying to do. So, but yeah, I'd never been on that road from 50 there in Virginia down to 48, like right in here. I'd been on this end of 48, but for no absolute reason. I think I stopped up here at one of the outlet roads. We were just driving around one day and come up, but I'd never been this far east on 48. Completed, anyways. I'd been through there like one time before all the road and stuff was in. We drove across while some of the road was being built. You know how it was built in sections and stuff. But yeah, that was when I was actually working on the one area there, the little 2 mile stretch. But there is some of this video, like it's a good bit. Let me see. I think it was from Wardensville to Davis. It is 66 miles in about an hour and 5 minutes, something like that. And but it's straight riding. You can make a lot better time than that. You can push the envelope a little on this road here. I don't know how heavily patrolled it is. I mean, I wouldn't run 100 or anything like that, but there's plenty to look at, to see and stuff, and just kind of take in. But you can run a little higher than the speed limit. There's not really hardly any traffic. There is a lot of four-way intersections and stuff like that. So just keep an eye on that stuff if you are pushing the envelope a little bit. But this road is of course, it is new, so I'd take that into consideration, I guess. But it's very smooth. Most of the bridges are pretty good shape. Now there is one little piece, and I cannot remember where it's at, but you'll see it in the video. Like, it's really, really bumpy and stuff through the camera. Sorry, I'm fighting off a slight cold here. This bridge is just a little gnawed up, but it's all right. But that there, my camera, I hate that my camera was down too far. That's why I switched to that other view accidentally, the globe view. Um, uh, in my newer stuff, all new videos coming out will have that fishbowl look, where it's covering everything. But not really fishbowl, but like globe-ish. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Whatever, it's not important. But uh, like the views out through here are insane. But I did cut like my route videos and stuff like that on the 2 lanes. I don't cut them. I just fast forward them so you can still see the road and stuff. But I cut probably, I don't know, 15 minutes out of this. Like it was just like dead sections or whatever. But like 15 minutes out of an hour ride, and that was about the only parts that I found that I cut out. You know what I mean? That didn't have some spectacular view or an exit, a main exit to where, you may want to jump off and go to Petersburg or wherever, you know what I mean? Um, so, but I, I, I was kind of 50-50 on doing a full length video on this, but at the same time, like it worked out. Like I went clear through and cut everything, and I was like, I can just piece this together and make it a cool little 5-minute video where everybody can see some of the sights and stuff over there. Then I was like, well, I might as well just do an entire video. If you don't want to watch a 4-lane video, that's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a 4-lane, but the views over in that part of the state are just absolutely insane. And this road here, like I remember riding this because it was last fall, and like the whole time, I mean, you can watch my head. Like I'm looking at everything. There's a lot of cool stuff over there, and like it depends on where you live. If you live over in this area, I found several uh, circle rides. Like between this and this road and 50 connect several different places. You can make circle rides and stuff like that. But I'd been on the one section of this on a bike before. I think probably about 40 miles of it, and that was the first time I was on it since it had been completely completed. It blew my mind. There's some of these, uh, you know, you get it's almost overlooked. Like some places would probably have pull outs where people can look at this stuff. You know what I mean? But no, they didn't. I think there's 2 overlooks on this road. I think. I remember seeing one somewhere, and if I ain't mistaken, I think I just passed one. But they're it's I can't really say that much, I can't keep going on about how nice this ride was. But there was a the oh ways on and off and stuff. All the circle. It really like I never paid that much attention until I started actually looking at it. All the circle rods that could be made off that. Um, excuse me. I'm dying today for some reason. But like even like up through Mount Storm and stuff, you can switch back and forth. That to ride over to Mount Storm, that's 42. That's the one up the road here, and like 93 will cut across that. Um, where was that other one at? I know there's another one. In Moorfield, 220. That'll take you back to 50. Um, 29. They're in Baker. That'll take you back to 50. That's a straight shot too, up through Delray and stuff. What is that? From Wardensville, you got the one that I mapped the other day at 259 or whatever. You got 29, 220. It's Route 220. Then 93, and then 42, Then if you come all the way down to Davis, where this video ends, and you go over through Thomas, you can take 90 all the way back up to Bayard, and it drops out on 50, almost over in the Red House. Or you can just ride, 48 all the way, because 48 will go up here into Thomas and cuts across. It does not end where I ended it at. It actually goes way. Where does 48 end at? You would have thought I would have had this looked up, but I forgot about it, actually. My gosh, it actually, 48 goes clear across the state. It ties in with 33. Where does 48 end at? Oh my gosh. You would think I would wait till I didn't cough my head off to do these videos, but at the same time, like, I have zero time in my life, that there's not like 4,000 things going on in my house or kids running around everywhere. So yeah, this was it, bud. Sorry. Yeah, I've got 48 tracked over to 79. Let's see. Does it dead end there? There's no way it just dead ends right there. That's dumb. I'll find it. This is ridiculous. It looks like it does. I can't find it past 79 there at the Weston exit. That's insane to me. Why would that dead end there? But anyways, I might continue that ride one day. Get the rest of that out, because if you follow 48 out of Davis right there, that comes where I stopped this video right at the 32 there at the Davis in Davis. It just goes up one in Thomas, which is, they're right beside each other, and 219 west and 48 go all the way across the Seneca Trail Road, and then it goes down into Parsons, through Parsons, down Montrose, comes in right above Elkins, and hits on 33 right there outside of Elkins, through Nebo and stuff. Which 33 is also a 4-lane too, but I don't know if I classify that end of 33 that much of a 4-lane, but it is. It's a fun 4-lane to ride too. There's stuff to look at it, but yeah, I don't know if I realized 48 done that, but yeah, that's an awesome ride right there too. That's a good way to come across the mountains and get to everything. Which anyone that goes over in that way, over in that area, or Blackwater Falls, stuff like that, usually take that. There's plenty of roads over in that area. Which this summer I'm gonna try to do a lot. I've got 60 down in the southern part of the state. It goes clear across the state also, from whatever, Ohio to Virginia. I think it's in Ohio. I don't think it's Kentucky. Well, I mean, I think it's in Huntington, but from that area, all the way across. That is the one that I will probably do. That'll be my big one first, and I'll try to get the mountain roads over there as much as possible. All them little connecting roads and stuff, because sometimes people actually ask more about them little connecting roads, them 2-lane back roads over in that area, because you have a beaten path road over there that takes you to your ski resorts and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't know the back roads, in that Harmon and things like that. That if you don't drive over there a lot or live in that area, like up through Dry Fork and the backside of oh my God, Bear Rocks up to Dolly Sods and stuff. Them were pretty cool little roads. I'd love to do, like, I've been going up to Dolly Sods since I was a teenager. We used to have a place up there, and right at the foothills. by the old ranger station. And there's a couple ways into that, and the one way most people don't even know about. They just go the way that is signed, you know, to get to Dolly Sods, and it's a little one lane kind of dangerous road because it's on the side of a hill. If you meet somebody, especially that doesn't know how to drive, somebody's in a ditch or into the guardrail if there is guardrail. So that other way is a little bit better. I mean, it's a better road, better. I think better views because the one that the state like put signs up for. It's really just riding through the wood or driving through the woods there and stuff. The other way is kind of nicer, and I think it's because there's like a lot of private places on it, and they don't want a bunch of traffic flying up and down it. But that's the way I've always went in because I'm special like that. But like just stuff like that and over there, and I found by sheer accident over near Smoke Hole, I found a back road over there. Now it's not something you would want to take a big group across, but it's like if you get on the back side of it, it has some sheer rock walls and it follows the river and stuff. It's really gorgeous. It's super fun ride, but it's a slow ride. I think you're like 25 mile an hour, but you're not on it. I mean, it's only like 8 miles long, but it's views the whole time. But if you and a buddy were riding and wanted to check it out, a small group, I wouldn't take like 8-10 bikes across there. That's just that's just me. Because it is like a very single lane road. So if you meet anybody, which there's really, I think I've met like 4 cars on it every time I've ever ridden across it. But like it's a hometown road. Like if you don't live there, you really don't know, or travel there a lot. But there's a lot of that I want to get this summer. With time, uh, things are really busy on my end, so we're going to try to get what we can get this year. I'm going to try to map as much as I can, get videos out to you guys, because a lot of this stuff I've mapped a lot a lot of the roads, your main roads or anything that you're going to ride in my area or within an hour of my area. I'm going to start moving out. I'd like to get 250 done. I think it starts in Wheeling, and it's a big one. It will take a weekend to do. But 250 is a good route, too, because there's so much. It covers so much land, or so much of the state, and the cutoffs and the roads, the access, off of 250. And it partners with several roads throughout its time there, but it's not. It's a good road. There's some of it that's choppy and not great riding, but if any of you ride 250 or through 250 or use 250, you know what I'm talking about. So it was one of the ones I had a Saturday a couple weeks ago there where I almost went up and started it, but I was looking at like 7 hours just to get back. By the time I got up to Wheeling, rode the northern half of it, and that was stopping in like the 50 line. I call the 50 line the north and south on a video. It would have taken me like 7 hours. It would have been like a 7 hour round trip, and I just didn't have the time. And it wasn't a great day to be out and about, but it was clear. I'm the guy that's usually out riding as long as it's salt's off the road and it's sunshine, and I've got enough gear. I don't really concern myself too much. I just you do have to watch like early spring riding, these back roads and stuff. Anybody rides 2 lanes knows. Like especially if we're getting a lot of rain and runoff and stuff. you're going to have to watch lightening the turns and stuff because of the gravel wash and everything like that. Like I've said before, the only thing that you'll ever see me fear on a bike is washouts. Especially in turns, I will go super slow around turns I don't know that have a ditch line on the upper side of them, just simply because like that is the number one thing that'll put you on the ground. You come into a turn and it's got gravel in it. You know, the thing that separates your rubber wheel from that blacktop road is very, very dangerous, and that's something that you definitely have to keep an eye on. So like if you're like it's early spring stuff, usually after you get all out of the spring and the heavy rains and stuff like that, most of your vehicles have the rocks beat off the road and stuff. But you always got to be ready for that. These cutout driveways, it's right on the side of the road and stuff that wash. You get a little bit of mud down there, and that'll ruin you pretty fast. But yeah, and I always try to point out that if I'm on a ride, especially a road that I've ridden before, and you guys know too, which driveways wash out all the time, or where, you know, um, you get a lot of stone wash across your road or whatever with the flooding. So just be mindful of that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously you're not going to hit any of that on a 4 lane like this, but I hope you guys did enjoy this. I absolutely enjoyed this ride, and it like I said on the road, I was just trying to get home from mapping 50, and I didn't know 48 was there, but how to get to it. It kind of turned into a couple videos out of that ride home that I didn't even know was there. I did video more. I have to see what I have. I'm almost certain I went out 48 after this video. If I did, I'll have another video ready, and I'll just run that out. Said something earlier in the video, but I kind of forgot that I had that until just now. But I can't remember how I went home from here. So I'll go through my videos there and see what we can come up with. But yeah, I'm gonna push for 60 and 250 are my big ones. There's a couple other main ones that aren't that big, but they take me forever to get to. I think 119, if it's one I'm thinking of, it starts in Maryland and runs north and south. But that's like an hour and a half ride for me to get it started. But I got to look. I mean, I sit and look at maps so much it's not funny. But I'm a busy person too on the backside of this. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one here. Like always, if whatever you want to see, whatever I'm missing, please comment, tell me. Let me know what you guys think, or if there's a road out there that I'm missing, or if there's something about the video that you want to add to it, comment. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed this ride. So, like always, please, like the video, comment as much as you can, and share if I missed something. You guys be safe out there.